Yo, what's going on, y'all? This Combo Breaker 99. I'm back with another video. I just want to talk a little bit about Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury, the press conference, the first press conference over in London. But first of all, I just want to say, trash talk for me, it's not a reason why I watch boxing. I can never really tell who's going to win off of trash talk. Sometimes, as you know, the person who's always talking trash, they're usually the ones that's going to lose. And a lot of the times, sometimes though, if the animosity is there, if they really have that hate for each other, that real rivalry there, it can make for some good talk. It can make for it can make the situation a little bit easier for you to gauge, who's mentally shook. Sometimes you can tell who's going to get into somebody's head. Sometimes now, but as far as Wilder Fury goes, there's no exception in this one. I couldn't really, I wasn't really into the trash talk. I didn't really feel like they was really hating on each other in this situation. Tyson Fury, the only thing I could really, the only thing I could really see with Tyson Fury that was, the standout thing that he always says is how he's the lineal champion. Like I said before, as far as him being the lineal champion, that's something I don't really believe. I mean, I really feel like the lineal status has an expiration date on it. This doesn't knock his skill, but whenever you're talking about somebody who hasn't fought in 3 years and had 2 flat tune-ups, I can't really call you the lineal champion, especially whenever the guy you beat to be the recognized champion is already retired. I can't really go off of that. But as far as Wilder goes, he has the green belt, and he is the guy that's calling out the guy who, the guys who were a threat to him, the past, Luis Ortiz. He called out Anthony Joshua, didn't get that. Now he's calling out Fury because even though Fury isn't the lineal champion, he still does have a style that can give Wilder trouble. And, that's why he's taking him on because, when you look at his technical skill, he's this big, elusive guy, something Wilder's never faced before. But, all that aside, I'm just glad to see that these two guys are in the same room now, side by side on the opposite side, talking a little bit of trash to each other. I mean, but back to the trash talk, man. To me, like I said, it didn't really build it up anymore for me than I already want to see it now. I still want to see the fight. Like I said, it didn't really hype me up more for it. As far as the trash talk goes, man, it was the trash talk was more like two guys in a bar. One guy, Fury, the drunk guy, continues to rant and bug the other guy who's trying to drink his beer in peace, which is Wilder. And then finally that drunk guy says something to kind of trigger him, and then they get up and they have their little altercation, and then they're broken up. That's kind of what it seemed like here a little bit. And even on top of that, it seemed a little bit scripted. It just kind of seemed like it was a little bit scripted, because like I said, these two, to me, they never really had they never really had like a rivalry. They never really had any serious animosity towards each other. I never really felt that towards these two. Like, no bad blood, no tension there. Whenever they get together, it's just kind of like, friendly trash talk. Like, they about to play a game together, like on the Xbox or some shit, something like that. But as far as these two, really hating each other, I didn't feel it. I thought the trash talk was a little flat until they felt, they had to get up and do the little shoving match thing. I think Fury kind of felt that too, because he could see that he wasn't really triggering nothing in Wilder until he said something about Wilder's power. And that's when Wilder got up. Fury was like, hey, I want to feel the power, and then they got in each other's face. He wasn't going to hit him right there, because why are they going to jeopardize millions of dollars? We already knew that little shoving match wasn't going to turn into anything. But as far as that goes, like, these two in the ring, man, as far as it goes, like, these two outside of the ring, like I said, I'm not really feeling, the tension there. These two know they need each other. That's why there's still like a mutual respect towards each other, more so than they can say about Joshua. It's kind of like a sitcom, man. Like, they couldn't get the show with the other guy, on separate occasions. So these two are stepping in together because they know their chemistry can make money, and it's going to make them a lot of money aside from a Joshua fight. That's why they're like, hey, this is the next best thing. I need you, that's how it was kind of said, It wasn't said, but, it's kind of an unspoken thing, They're like, hey, we need each other, so we got to fight each other, because that's the only way we can make a lot of money without Joshua in the picture. So other than that, that's the vibe I get. Like, once the cameras are off, these guys are cool with each other. Just kind of like Mayweather and McGregor. These two dudes are riding the same jet together. They was making over hundreds of millions of dollars. That's why it's kind of hard to really feel the animosity there, because, like, to me, when two guys like really have a rivalry, and you can really tell there's bad blood, it's kind of almost like the Ward Kovalev situation of recent days. These two guys didn't like each other because of things Kovalev said that he was really truthful about. Some of these racial things, and just kind of, going on a rant before, you know, the first fight happened. Even after the first fight, leading into the second fight, there was more of a tension there. And even when they got into the press conference, they never really got into a shoving match or in each other's faces. You know, it was just kind of like the tension there. You could feel it. But these two guys, you can tell, like, I don't think they hate each other. Like I said, they don't really hate each other. They're kind of roasting each other, if you will. It's kind of like a roast. That's how their press conference seemed to be. And I think that's how the next two are going to be. But I just wanted to do a real quick video on it. Like I said, like, I just kind of wanted to talk about how it made me feel. It didn't make me really, really hype, any more hype than I want to see for the fight. You know, I just want to see it because I know it's like the next best heavyweight fight the division can make. That's why I want to see it. And like I said, outside of the ring talk, I don't care about all of that, especially whenever the two guys can't really bring the banter. You know, they can't bring in an Ali style, anything like that, or like a Mike Tyson presence. You know, let's just see him do it. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, let me know what you guys think of it overall in the comments section. If the next two press conferences aren't really worth talking about, I'm not going to do videos on them, man. I am going to do videos on the undercards as they're announced, because the undercard is what I'm really interested in right now, you know, aside from the main event. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section about the whole press conference. You know, was it flat? You know, did it get you hyped? Speaking of flat, you know, the host, he was kind of flat, man. Like, they needed somebody a little bit more hyper to kind of, you know, dictate the situation and kind of overtalk the fighters, you know, and kind of get them to stay seated when he wanted to ask questions. He seemed a little bit too flat, just kind of staring down and, you know, getting a little irritated. You know, he was kind of getting a little too, they were getting a little too under his skin, like he couldn't control it, man. Like he didn't expect, you know, a boxing match or a boxing press conference to be like this. But yeah, overall, man, like I said, like, don't make me want to see it any more than I do want to see it now, man, because I do want to see the fight. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Make sure y'all subscribe. Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Peace.